What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Republic of Players podcast. It is the 17th of the 10th, 24. I think that's the way we're just going to do shows from now on because
That's
we
the
keep
correct
forgetting
way to say dates and months.
what episode what episode it is. Welcome on in, everyone. It is a jam-packed show, lots of news. We didn't actually have last week's show due to a couple of different things happened. I can hear myself in the background.
Sorry. I would open by 20 different places.
That's
go.
all right.
That's okay now. Go.
My name is Ronan Fox. With me, as always, Paddy Toner. What's happening, Paddy?
I am the man behind the camera that's doing crap.
Off in front of the camera.
Yeah, but no, I'm behind it. Behind, in front, I'm all around.
You're learning.
I'm learning.
We're all just learning here.
We're all learning, yeah. We've been doing it for like 6 years, but we're learning.
Technology's just not easy.
No, it's not. You want to make it better, and it's just hard. It's just hard to make
We're
it better.
on 950 subscribers, so by the time we get to 1,000, it'll be
Yeah.
state of the art.
We'll be perfect.
Yeah.
We'll be absolutely perfect by that.
100%. We're on TikTok and vertical, and we're all on top of each other. I can't even get in the screen. I'm down here now. Hello.
Where is he? Up here?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
We're all over.
Hi, everybody.
There we go. Make it smaller. And then now Roland's all clipped out. Okay, we'll do it. That'll do. The boys there. John's there in the bottom, but just ahead.
Yeah, dude. So, but you gotta be at the top. No, why are they at the bottom? What am I doing down there? I don't like what I'm up to. I don't trust myself down there. That's what I'm saying.
I can put you right now. You're in the top and the bottom, John.
If you're listening to the
Now
audio
you're talking.
and you can't see, that is Mr. Fogarty with his amazing 2 gigabyte internet as usual.
Yeah.
Great to have you back, John.
About time he's back.
Oh, thank you. And again, I was saying to the lads, I don't know how far behind the time I am, but I will be delayed. So enjoy that, folks. But I'm happy to be back.
That's good. We're
If
happy
I
to
ask
have
you
you.
a question, I'll make sure to give you some time so it catches up. Aidan McCallion, what's happening, Aidan?
Not a whole lot. Things are going well. Playing a lot of video games, actually.
That's good. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Well, before we jump into news, what video games have you been playing? I always am interested in hearing kind of what people are playing. Once it's not Paddy and my answer with Escape from Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov.
I bought Metaphor ReFantazio, the new Atlas game. I'm playing that.
Yes.
That game is cool.
That's the guys that create the Persona series, right?
Yeah. So the game
Meant
is
to be phenomenal.
unbelievably stylish. The music's all great. The menus are the coolest things you'll ever see. And the story is batshit insane.
So exactly like Persona.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Persona, but it's fantasy.
But medieval. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. What's it called again?
Metaphor ReFantazio.
Okay, I heard a couple of people saying that it's their game of the year. Would you consider it?
I'm only like
there.
7 or 8 hours in, but man, I'm a sucker for Atlas games. I love everything they make. And this is
Awesome.
so good so far.
Paddy has been playing the new DayZ map.
I have.
How are you getting on, Paddy?
I'm not good at it. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting to play it. I'm trying to get into that old mindset of it's a movie. It's you're going along. You're making a story. It's enjoyable so far. But the new map is difficult. It's a lot. You have to heat yourself up really quickly, and I'm not good at making fires, as Ronan knows from watching me earlier on.
It was all it was because I was trying to figure it out as well watching you. You put an outdoor fire indoor and then you started filling the outdoor fire inside instead of the stove. So yeah, you'll get there though.
It was one of them moments where you're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm also dying.
Yeah,
and freezing to death.
People are watching. I'm under pressure. Why did I stream?
It sounds like Green Hell, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Remember Green Hell?
Oh yeah,
John, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing mostly like
the download button.
Was that like 7 years later?
No, it's all right. It's all right. We just have to give it time.
This is over. This is over. I can see you all glitching around the place. I was playing Slay the Spire, and of course I was, and I was playing a lot of Binding the Isaac, and I was also playing Space Marines too with a few buddies. That was a lot of fun. But it's kind of one of those games now that we've done it, so I'm not really. It's you know what I mean. It's been a while, so I haven't played it in a long while since. But it was a lot of fun while we were playing it.
Sweet.
You?
I have
sold
been
incredibly well.
Yeah, it did. Did really well.
6.5 million copies have sold.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's like a mixture of like Gears of War and I don't know what else. Gears of War. It reminded me even a bit like you know when you're shooting hordes in Days Gone. It reminded me of that. That actually kind of got me a little bit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Only 6.5 million copies in this day and age. Is that enough to keep a company above board, Aiden?
For a non-major publisher selling a single-player game, that is pretty insane.
Awesome. Let's jump into news, guys. We've a piece of good news here at the start. Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare is coming to PC on October the 29th. Red Dead Redemption, one of the greatest, definitely Wild West games ever created.
The good Red Dead Redemption game.
Come on, I'm not even getting into that conversation. It's not a Red Dead Redemption 2 conversation.
I've been here before. We've been here before.
It's a Red Dead, original Red Dead, and we're not going to get into that conversation in because we always disagree. So.
There was someone that was actually interested. Somebody I made a clip and it was of Aiden giving out about
Aiden giving out? What?
Yeah. What was the game he was giving out about last week? Someone about Last of Us was art. And someone wrote under it, tell me you're a Red Dead Redemption fan without telling me you're a Red Dead Redemption fan. But I was like, this fella doesn't watch the podcast at all.
Fuck that guy, Paddy, will you?
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We don't need any Sunday supporters. Get him out.
That's all we have.
So let's talk about Red Dead Redemption, the original. Aiden, are you excited for this one?
Absolutely. I love the first Red Dead. I played that game to death in 360, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to put it up to as high resolution as I can. I'm going to install a load of mods. It's brilliant.
So, do you have any details? Is this a remaster, or is it just a kind of fresh coat of paint?
I think it's a fresh coat of paint. I don't think it's a remake. It is a remaster, but it's it's not a huge remaster as far as I can tell.
You don't really need it for that game. It's absolutely epic as it is. Yeah, even the original. I went back and played it there probably about 2 years ago now, and really enjoyed it. Like, it has the atmosphere, graphics are still great. I mean, it's a Rockstar game, so even if you go back and play Bully, it's worth playing it. What's that?
I think even Red Dead Revolver's aged quite well. I quite like that game, the old PS2 game.
Never got to play it.
I enjoyed Red Dead Revolver. It was fun.
Guy who has the ability where he can lock on, and he has 6 revolvers, so you can lock on to 36 people. That is the coolest thing I've ever done in a game.
That's pretty cool.
Bloody.
Yeah, so that's coming October 29th, which I will pick that one up because I haven't played it in a while and I want to play it on my PC. Also, Undead Nightmare, we haven't mentioned about anything about that. That was a fantastic add-on that they never really did anything similar since, which...
I think GTA Online is actually going through that right now.
Going through like an undead Halloween.
Yeah, there's a zombie thing happening at the moment. Someone said they killed 50 million zombies in 2 days or something.
Wow, that's cool.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, we got actually. Sorry, zombies in GTA. I haven't seen anything about it. It'll be cool because like ramming up. Like I just imagine the line of them on the street and you in like a lorry or something. That is good fun. I like that. Yes,
sounds perfect.
What do you call the zombie in a mall game?
Oh, Dead Rising.
Yeah,
Dead Rising.
With
Yeah,
GTA controls would be great.
Yeah. Dead Rising is a fun game.
Yeah.
Pokemon developer Game Freak reportedly hacked stolen data on unannounced games as well as Nintendo Switch 2 codename leaked online. Aiden, you shared this, so I'll let you kind of explain the details on this one.
So yeah, there was like this like a week or two. There was this rumor this leak came out, and so what is there's Gen 6 source code. There is like backup sprites for all the old games. There's reportedly the next game storyline was in the leak. What else? There's loads and loads. I'm trying to remember what else there was.
Explosion or whatever the hell is there.
Oh, yeah, and
that's just the name I keep saying over and over and over again.
And then in the end up there was like a load of weird like fan fiction-y Pokemon backstories that all seem like they're related to Greek myths, but they're all involved around like Pokemon manipulating humans and having children with them.
It's like it's even like they worded because I saw this was actually the boys' critical video about it. Like the way they worded is so weird. It's like back in the days when men and Pokemon were not so far away from each other, but they never say they're right, but they mean they're right.
Jesus Christ.
Every
Absolutely.
no, listen, I told myself down. I could have said far worse.
Yeah, wait, whoa.
They're putting eggs. They're putting eggs in the people.
They're putting eggs in the people.
They're putting eggs.
Put the
in the
moisturizer
people.
in the
I'm telling you,
basket.
folks. Look it up. These are off the cave.
Hey, whoa, calm down.
Listen, if you try and leave, I'll kill your father. He's like, kill my father. It's absolutely insane.
John's back 5 minutes. We're going to get cancelled.
I get very excitable. My internet's good as well for now.
We hope it goes back
What's
to
the-
normal.
What's the Switch 2 name? I'm trying to look through the.
I think it's just Switch 2. Well, it's not even Switch 2 by the fans anyway. I don't think it has a name yet. Was it Project something? Project something. It was a weird name actually. I seen it earlier.
I'm trying to remember.
Was it Project Ounce or something they called it? Is that I seen that? And I was like, that's a weird bloody name for something.
I don't think it makes that much in the grand scheme of things. Like just a code name.
Yeah.
I'd rather know when it's coming out.
That's a leisure product. Yeah.
Christmas next year, maybe.
It's weird because like I was sure it was my Christmas this year, and then it just sort of seemed to have like kind of
Fell off.
away a little bit. Not fell off, but like it really seemed like they were like set to announce it in July, I think, for a Christmas release, and then just nothing.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Probably the next big console, really, isn't it? That's going to be
it's going to be huge.
in our
Can't
hands.
not be.
In our hands. Can't wait.
I intend to buy a Switch 2 day one. I've gotten so much use on my Switch over the years. I love that thing.
So do I. Ooh, that's bright. Yeah. Any more on that? Will we move on to? Let me see here.
Maybe
The
we
next
should-
James Bond game will focus on a young. Sorry, John. You had.
You know what you want to? I was going to say maybe we should switch up the topic, but then I decided to stop it.
Hey, oh, there he is.
Switch the topic. No, don't.
So next James Bond game will focus on a young Bond, aims to launch new trilogy. IO Interactive shed some light on its plans for Project 007, which will create a new James Bond origin story. I don't know about you guys, but I love James Bond games. Not just GoldenEye either. Like I've always had a love for even the third person Bond games. I think that was Tomorrow Never Dies, was it?
Yeah, and the War Is Not Enough is a
Not
pretty
Enough.
good first person shooter.
Yeah, I've played
They
the
were
World
all
Is Not Enough.
fantastic.
And like, I don't know if anyone played Everything or Nothing. Everything or Nothing's a cracking game.
No, I never played that one.
That was a game that came out late PS2 Xbox era, and it's like it's probably my favorite Bond game. It like has third person stuff. There's driving bits, and like it feels like a real James Bond game, and it's great.
Nice.
The good thing
Plus,
about sorry.
yeah, no, work away, Paddy.
No, I was saying the good thing about this one is it's going to be a standalone game. It's not going to focus on it and do with the movies. It's going to have its own story, which is be interesting to make it a little bit different.
Kind of make like the way that Spider-Man games are doing the same at the moment. They're standalone and they get to do their own thing, but use the characters from that universe. It could be a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's interesting that they said it's a trilogy. You don't really hear people come out with like, "Oh, it's going to be a game, a trilogy." Like it's a very movie thing to say, isn't it?
It's such a like only IO Interactive get away with this. They have so much goodwill. They can be like, we're gonna make 3 James Bond games. Everyone's like, cool, work away.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
They have
They make amazing games.
Rodrigo Santoro. He's from Ubisoft. He is director of the games. So hopefully he does a good job. But it is good. 007 is one of them things that'll always be around. It's the same as like Star Wars or anything. It's one of them. It's just going to be here forever. And I'm not mad. I do like some James Bond films, but again, hit and miss. But it's good. It's good to have someone making some moves and making some new IPs anyway.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know where they're going to go with this. Are they going to do the whole thing of like there's a theory of James Bond being a code name and not a person. So like every actor's a different person. And is this going to be like the youngest we've ever seen a 007?
Yeah, it's good.
I wonder which way they're going to go with it.
It's definitely interesting. We probably won't see it for a while anyway.
Yeah, the first one will be he'll be young, he'll be naive, but he'll also be brazen, and he'll learn some lessons. The second one, he's kind of there, but he faces the challenge, and then that leads on to the third one where he's defeat that challenge.
Is it?
Is that not just the Uncharted trilogy?
Every trilogy.
It's every game. Is
You just sounded so close to Uncharted.
has a new James Bond been announced? Is there a new James Bond yet?
We don't know the actor yet, no.
No. I think Tom Hardy would be a good one. Or who else would be a good James Bond?
I do like Tom Hardy a lot as an actor.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's pretty cool.
I watched Venom, the 2 Venom movies, and
you loved them?
I know they didn't. Yeah, they were like. I mean, they were very, very watchable.
He
Yeah.
tries
the third.
so hard.
Yeah, the second one is pretty good. Woody Harrelson, I really enjoyed that one. Like, it's quite dark. The first one's a little bit fun and actiony, and the second one goes quite dark. Like,
I've actually watched the second one, yeah. I'm happy to hear
yeah,
you do
like
that.
the bad guy is a serial killer played by Woody Harrelson.
It's Carnage.
Yeah,
and he's
Carnage should be
Carnage.
dark. I was worried when I saw
Yeah.
it. I was like, oh, they're going to do Carnage as
Yeah.
a comedy character. No, Carnage should be
Definitely is dark.
psychopathic.
I mean, Woody Harrelson could do dark if you see Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
He can do anything, to be fair.
Yeah.
What's
You
the?
said White Man Can't Jump. What a film.
Yeah, that is a.
Very dark.
That's
very
so old. That's so good though.
Good.
Yeah, it's very good. What do you
Wasn't he
have?
in True Detective as well? The original series.
No, fantastic series. Well, the first I've only seen the first season.
Have you ever seen
Semi-pro, anyone?
Semi-pro? Have you ever seen Kingpin?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's very good. Where he gets his hand cut. Where he gets his hand cut off.
Oh, man. Woody Harrelson is one of my all-time favorite actors. I'm basically anything he's been in.
He is very good. He was very good in Hunger Games as well. He's very good in anything he does, I suppose. Another good James Bond would be The Last Superman. He'd be a good James Bond too. What's his name?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Yeah, he'd be a good James Bond too.
Henry Cavill just has that look. He looks the part so much.
He's just a bit big. He's just very big for it, but he would, if he slimmed down a little bit, he'd be a good James Bond.
He looks suave in a suit.
He does. Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
Oh yeah.
Even the podcast.
Yeah.
Beautiful back.
Analog fully unveils its modernized N64. Pre-orders go live October 21st. You're excited for this one, Ed?
So Analog makes cool things. So for anyone who doesn't know, an FPGA is a board that emulates hardware and not software. So if you play an emulated game on a computer today, you're emulating the software, which has a lot of drawbacks. Music tends to suffer. There's a lot of glitchiness. What this does is it perfectly mirrors the actual hardware the games were played on. You get an exact one-to-one experience from what the console was, except completely and fully scaled up to 4K. And Analog have been making these for a while. They have an NES and SNES, a TurboGrafx 16, and a Game Boy one. They're all beautiful consoles. Their design is great. Their UI is great.
What's our price are they?
They started the cheapest one's $200.
Okay.
So
I think this is amazing. It's a great way
this
to
is the first one I
preserve
looked at. And I'm
games,
like,
isn't it?
oh god, I want this thing.
And is this like an official thing? Do Nintendo allow this to happen?
I can't do anything about it because you're not doing anything. They're just reverse engineering the N64 and creating its hardware again on a different board. They have no legal way to stop this.
If Nintendo aren't sorry, so I was going to say if Nintendo aren't suing you by now, you're probably good because they are pretty litigious. Like they'll be on you very quickly.
Isn't it? You can put the N64 games into it.
Yeah, you can. There is internal memory, and you can load ROMs on if you want. But also, there is 4 N64 controller ports and the game's cartridge.
What was that old thing called? A retro something that you could put all the N64 games in. It was something.
Retro Pi?
No, it was an actual console. You could put stuff in, and
something con.
Yeah, and it say it
Retron
used
5.
Yeah, Retron 5. You used to be able to save the games in that as well.
Yeah.
But they weren't FPGA based. They were software emulations. They had all the glitchiness that you get with like an emulator.
All right, very cool.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. There are people that are making
These are the most accurate way to play an old console game, but like upscaled properly.
I do like the way they've changed the controller. Like the N64, the controller is a little odd.
A little.
That's not their controller. That is 8-bit Do's N64 controller.
Oh yeah, I have an 8-bit Do Super Nintendo one, and it is so sick. I'll try and find it.
Such good stuff.
Oh, that reminds me, I won a controller as well off.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Here it is. Here. Oh, show off our controllers.
I have the same controller.
This can work on any game. You just plug it into the PC, and it's quite sick.
Yeah, this works on
Nice.
like a PlayStation. It's like you press the button, it's like stuff starts happening on the screen. It's like it's magic.
By the way,
This one's by Aura Phoenix. You can get my
Oh,
one.
nice.
If anyone just wondering controllers, these are amazing.
Nice.
I think that's the color scheme on that thing is just really nice.
I don't even know how to use this controller. This is just banjacks.
Like that's a GameCube.
Oh, it's
Yeah, the same as you, Ronan. It's brilliant.
Yeah, awesome. Like it's I bought it for the Retro Pi. I created one with lots of games on it, and yeah, it worked perfectly. But you can use it on any game on the PC, which I thought was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, anybody who owns a Switch and has been thinking about buying a Switch Pro controller, they're so expensive. The 8-bit Go Ultimate controller is like 20 quid cheaper, and it's probably a 3 times better controller, and it comes with a charging dock. It's like 20 quid cheaper.
Nice.
Like
There
they
you
make
go.
such
Scoop.
good pieces of equipment. I think they're a great company.
Scooby Doo beep boop boop boop.
Will you be buying one of these? That's the
I
question,
don't know,
suppose.
250 quid for something that I don't even have any N64 cartridges. The thing's just beautiful. I'm just like, I could buy it, and like, I don't know if it's worth it though.
I think it's just
of
nice
how
that they are
aesthetic-
being made, aren't they?
I'm so happy that people that do have N64 collections, like people that have their old N64s and don't want to wear them out, like this is like the perfect way to play those things. You can make your old one a display if you want. Like the collectors love these.
The N64 is a bit bulletproof, though, isn't it? the original
don't
one.
know.
It is. I don't think I've ever heard one break it.
For anybody who actually wants one of these will sell out immediately. So you should be ready when it goes live.
And we've got a link for you.
Coupon. Just type in
Brilliant.
Power Republic. You'll get 20% off your.
Yeah, whatever. It looks like it's 3D printed. That's what it looked like to me. The whiteness of it.
Probably is it?
Don't know.
Probably. Yeah, but not going to. I didn't
The
ask.
stuff's
to be
all
honest.
like the stuff is like if you ever seen them, they're really high quality. Like they make sure you don't get a cheap looking or fitting thing for the money you spend on it.
You want for that much money?
The Game Boy is the one thing I would buy. I don't know if we actually looked at them on this podcast before. They're like super bright OLED screen Game Boys that come with a dock.
Nice.
Mm.
Well, it's fair play to people out there still making stuff like that. It's very interesting. If they want us to advertise, we'll go for it. Don't bother.
In
game preservation is it's an issue, isn't it? Preserving games, and definitely old games. So I think any company that's doing this that lengthens the life of those old games, the GoldenEye and the old
for sure.
N64 game. What are the other big games on N64 that need to be?
Smash,
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Tooie.
Banjo. Oh no, that's Xbox 360.
Any Donkey Kong.
Oh, Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
And like,
All the rest of them. There's loads of good games. Zelda.
Quest 64. Not that good a game.
Mario 64, probably one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
It's very good.
yeah, it was.
Not as good as Odyssey.
And so I'm going to say it. Anyone remember F-Zero? That was
Yeah.
a good game.
Love
That was
F-Zero.
I want to throw F-Zero in there just because I had it.
It was
That was
when
the
it
game
came
that
out,
was
I think it
bought
was
for you, and you had no choice but to play it, was it?
We've
Oh,
got
it was good. It's like a racing game, but it's actually pretty fun.
we've
when it
got
came out, I think it was the fastest racing game ever made at the time.
I was pretty good at it.
I was a Sega Mega Drive. It was too poor to have two consoles, and especially an N64 was a little bit over the price.
My cousins had one. The only person I knew had one was my cousins for a long time.
I had one.
And then everybody had a PlayStation.
Yeah, everyone had a PlayStation. That's right.
Yeah,
PlayStation 1.
I
There's a
technically won mine
new-
at a raffle. Sorry, I technically won mine at a raffle. I wasn't even there.
Nice.
My mother
Nice.
entered me into a raffle. I wasn't even there, and she was like, "Just won €300. How? I don't know." And I just put your name in, and your name came out, and I bought a PlayStation.
What age were you, John? Because you know that's illegal, right?
27.
John's out here breaking laws.
There is a new Destiny game officially revealed.
There is, yeah.
Destiny 3, is it?
No, it's not Destiny 3. Wait, do you not know the full?
Do you have? Yeah. Go ahead, give it to us.
What is the company? So the game's called Destiny Rising. It's by NetEase, so the guys who made the Diablo Immortal game. That's why the you know how phones was coming up.
Boo.
So, game looks pretty cool. It has like a lot of the Destiny stuff. It's not going to be as much about gear. It's going to be you buy a character and that character
microtransactions.
Of course. From
It's
how
going to be about
the
only
game
thing.
has been described, it looks like it's going to be like Warframe, where you have different characters and they level up and get gear. Of course, you can pay for everything.
You can purchase the highest level character.
Yeah. But there's like
with your mom's credit card.
There's single player strikes. There's multiplayer strikes. There's PvP, and it looks like it plays an awful lot like Destiny, but on a phone. It's set way back in the early beginning of Destiny's story when Guardians just first were created, and all the characters that you'll play as are like notable characters from the lore. People like Ikora, if anyone just played Destiny, that were like important characters during that period of time. And that's kind of all we know so far. I really hope this comes to Steam. I don't want to play anything on a phone personally.
Didn't Diablo Immortal come to Steam eventually, right?
I think so, because I would play this just because. So yeah, all the characters have like unique supers and like some of them don't appear to be in the original game. So like if they do that, that's cool.
And they only be used once a day, and then you play $5.99 to get another one.
Stop. I'm trying to look on the bright side here. I love Destiny.
You have one super that you can use per week.
You see, here's the
$5.99 to get 5 more.
So I've been telling people I play Destiny. What was like, so you still have to play this first and tell me what it's like. Because if it's bad, I can't play it. I'm a whale. Like, genuinely. A Destiny game that I can whale on will be the worst thing that could ever happen to me.
Can't wait. I'm going to play it just so I can do it.
Yeah, rolling around like, it's like, oh, you don't have the Gilgamesh.
That's my That's my battle against the Red Dead Redemption 2. Destiny is horseshit.
Geared from head to toe.
We'll have a video destined to pay. That's what it's going to be called.
They ruined all these characters. They were perfect.
That's such a good name, Paddy.
Destined to pay. That's the word. I'm telling you. Guess what?
To sponsor me to whale him. No problem.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the way it works. It'd be great though. Can someone just pay me to let go, please? I need help.
I can handle it, Ted.
Hello, Rich.
Kick.
Yeah, get to kick. That's where you go gambling. Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hello, Chloe and Richard. Thank you for coming in.
Give me money and I'll whale in this game.
Yeah, Kick is just full of gamblers.
Yep.
Let's talk about some streamers and some issues
that
one is having this week. Asmongold suspended from Twitch under its hateful conduct policy. Streamer was banned from the platform for saying Palestinians come from an inferior culture. I watched the clip. It was absolutely disgraceful what he said. I think we have a huge issue with, honestly, I'm going to come out and say this. The top end streamers seem to have egos that they think they can say what they want, and then they step over the line. It seems that over the last couple of definitely months and even this year has just been huge for big streamers stepping over the line, not really understanding that they are in the spotlight. And I'm not for cancel culture at all, but I'm also somebody that respects when you're online, you know, there's possibly kids watching. People take what you say into consideration, and people are easily influenced. And especially Asmongold, that has something like 2.1 million subscribers on YouTube. He streams on Twitch with a massive following as well. And what he said was disgraceful, and he said he has an apology video that was released. I was joking about it right after he did it, saying wait for the apology, and there it was a day later. But the problem is you need to, I don't know whether there has to be like not a rule set, but these streamers need to get themselves in check before they go and say stuff like this. And then we have the whole apology thing, which seems a little bit shallow in this day and age. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts?
I will say I'll give him one thing. The apology, I thought, if it was sincere, I thought was pretty good. myself because
I agree.
It was genuinely. I'm becoming an awful person. I actually, the last 2 years, I think I've slowly been this one-dimensional character on stream, and now that has become my personality. It was slowly happening to me, and now that I've backed away and I've got messages from these human beings from Palestine and everything. Just, but it wasn't even. He said these ideologies, so he was going after like the Muslim religion basically. He was talking about ideology. It wasn't just Palestine. So it was insanity. But he seemed, no, I know charlatans exist. He seemed sincere, and he said he will change, and he said, I've become an awful person, and I want to change. So I'm going to give
But he only realized that when his Twitch channel was banned, people were giving him hate. You know, like, there has to be some responsibility to maybe not say stuff like that. And
there absolutely is.
If you are
like
in the limelight and as big as he is, there has to be just a level of control that, maybe your opinion, everyone has an opinion. Most of the time opinions can change from day to day, but to say something like that, that's so brutally, like, there was no sway whatsoever with him. With it, like, his chat were saying that's a disgraceful thing to say, and he was like, "No, this is what I believe in, and I don't care." And I don't know. It makes you a little bit. I don't know what the word is like, but it's something needs to change because I think when it comes to power and people in powerful positions, they think they can do whatever they want until they get to a stage where there's consequences for what they do, and then it's the big apology. And I don't know, Paddy, what's your take on this?
I think that disgusting, to be honest. I would never allow anybody in my company to say stuff like that about anybody. I think they forget that they're human beings at the end of the day. It's very easy to say, I don't like this ideology, I don't like that. That's fine, but don't be saying that they're lower than you. Like, it's horrible. I would never say that about anybody. That's pure just racism. And it's pure hatred. He's saying they put everybody in this box and there's like, oh, kill them all. Kill them all. It's horrible. Like, you shouldn't do that. Everybody is not the same. Every Palestinian person is not out there to kill people. It's just not true. Like, we know it's not true. There's been thousands of, there's 33,000 Palestinians killed last year. That's the last number I heard, or 33, 36 or something like that. They're not all out trying to kill people. It's just not possible. Not all. They're kids. They're people.
Especially not the children. Sorry.
No, exactly. That's it. There are kids. There's there are women, children. There's men out there that are not. Like, it's a very, very. I shouldn't even talk about it because I don't know. Like, it's a very awkward situation. I don't know what's right. I can't say it. The war is going back for centuries. Like, it's going back since World War II. This is going on. Like, it's very complicated. And to be saying, oh, they're inferior to us. They've been in, like, shackles nearly for 100 years, and then it's been going on. Like, how can you say this? You don't know. You're not there. You know what I mean?
It's very easy for the millionaire YouTuber to say,
sit there going, oh, they're a disgrace.
House and
but they
talk about, stuff that he has no idea what's going on. So.
But if he 1,700 Uber Eats bags lying around him.
There was I seen a brilliant thing. I think it was.
Said he was going to clean his room, so.
You know Darren Brown, the magician.
Yes.
You know Darren Brown. Like,
man the world.
Well, he did a great thing where he was like, there was this American man, and he was like being racist against Mexicans, and he was like, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that, and it's horrible, and I hate them, and they're coming over, they're taking this and that, taking that, and he got a Mexican man, and he said he sat the Mexican man down in front of the American, and he said, don't say anything, and just look into his eyes for 2-3 minutes or something. And the American broke down in tears because he forgets that it's actually a human being sitting in front of him. And that's what happens when you disconnect yourself from the actual people. It's just like a TV show or something. It's not real. Yeah. It's us against them. Do you know what I mean? But when it's a human, but when it's a human being sitting in front of you, you get a different feeling. Do you know what I mean? You say, oh, that's actually just a person trying to get on. There's no.
Say the only true cure for racism is exposure.
Yeah, but it's 100% true. You find a lot of people that talk about that they've never gone traveling or they've never talked to people from different cultures because you just realize that they're just people too.
Yeah, most racists never met the race that they hate.
No, they don't. No. They just listen to words on TV or movies and go for it. Look,
But Paddy, sorry, you had it like spot on. You were saying that whole experiment where looking into the eyes, after about 2 or 3 minutes, you broke down. You could see the person's soul. You could.
Yeah.
That's the person. But a lot of these behaviors are like they're learned. Like that's it. So like it's like conditioning. It's like
racism is not in your soul. You learn it as you grow up. It's 100% true.
That's what I'm saying. It's conditioning. So then you believe what you're saying is correct until like there's just this really obvious but indisputable piece of evidence put in front of you, and you're like, it's the click.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, actually, what?
Yeah. Well, I'm honest. Like when I was in my teens, my late teens or whatever, I was like, oh, Russians are bad people. The Russians, because amount of TV shows and films and all this that came in and made me think that Russians are the bad guys. And then as I got over, I'm like, what am I on about? Like they're just
we're actually the bad guys.
No, but it doesn't matter. Everybody, but from their perspective, we probably are. But like,
we are,
we are
the bad guys in their perspective.
Yeah, but that's we're as conditioning as things said that we're made believe that from our movies and TV and always the bad guy in the show was a Russian. Do you know what I mean? That's the way they had them. But what you're saying as well, they should keep Oshie was saying in the chat as well, stay in your lane. Shut
in your lane.
Yeah, shut up. Like no one wants to hear you. Yeah. Like you talk away about drama on Twitch or drama on this one. It's not real shit. If people are dying, don't talk about it.
Back to World of Warcraft, you know.
Yeah, don't talk about people dying. People are getting their legs blown off, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, they're inferior. That they deserve it. Fuck off." Excuse my language. It's ridiculous.
It was disgraceful, and it's happening. It's happening too much in the. I think it's the internet as well has a massive point to all of this.
You're always on with Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm not doing the Mark Zuckerberg thing again. He doesn't control the whole human population, and I think people need to take responsibility for themselves.
That's kind of the problem as well, is that we have so much. It's easy to say whatever you want these days and not get punched. And Mike Tyson says you're not afraid of getting punched in the face anymore. It's very true.
But as well, it's just even take but take Palestine and Israel out of it. Just it's not a slip up. Like it is, maybe, but it's to say I think that these because they believe something different to me. I don't care that these kids and women and children and all that are dying. Like regardless of the context, I don't care because they're beneath me and they're above beneath my shoe. That's
what are you trying to prove? Even saying that.
But Ronan, exactly. That's meant to say because obviously your audience is going to hate that.
Yeah.
So that's not like something you say to like, oh, you see, guys, I'm red pilled. No, that's maniac behavior.
There's also people that will listen to that and be influenced by that. You know, people that are massive fans of his and been watching him for years, and whatever he says is gold. And look, he came out with the apology. There was going to be no other option for him. Like I'm sure he was getting threats and all the other fun things that go with saying something that is just totally ridiculous.
But I didn't see the apology, but I believe that's the way he thinks. Like the way he said it, you can't like he's apologizing now because he's losing deals, and I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
He's losing everything. He's like, oh, I pushed it too far because he's like
his family members are saying, what the hell?
Yeah, like he can't. The cancel culture thing is kind of stopping now, but like he's pushing his luck. Do you know what I mean? I would like if I was.
Sorry, is that. His apology does ring true. If you've been following his content for the past couple of years, he has gotten meaner and more cynical and more asshole.
Yeah, but you know why that is though? Because he gets more views. Like it's like
that's his apology. What I'll say though is, again, if his apology is sincere, it was actually a really good apology because, as Ed was saying, he addressed something that people could see. 2 years less, I've been playing this one-dimensional character on screen for ages. I'm like, Asmongold is a dick, but that's the character. But he is a dick probably, but the dick comes full forward for the stream character, we'll say.
It feels very much like he's been captured by his audience for the past 2 years, and he's going in the direction that he thinks his audience wants him to go in.
But then I think that's slightly making him crazy, but that's
what the
apology is.
I think it makes almost every I think audience capture is one of the biggest problems streamers have. This is how we have Hassan here fucking apologizing for terrorists.
Yeah, but also like freaking like I don't know. Sorry, I had a point and I forgot. I actually don't bring
It's a
up.
very
my
it's
God.
it's a very polarizing conversation. It's hard to. It's very complicated.
I don't think it is. I think we're all completely on the same.
No.
No,
Yeah.
we're,
But I
we're
mean-
right on
Well,
the
it's-
same. On
No,
with
but
this
what
one.
I kind of mean is it's very hard to talk about. Very, very hard to talk about because it's so complicated. Every time I bring it up, it's got different points from different angles, and I think
the Middle East in general.
yeah, very, very hard to
so
talk about. Yeah, it's
complicated.
very hard to talk about. Like I don't stand on any side, but it's very hard when someone's like, "Oh, this," you're like, you
Stand on the people.
yeah.
I always say I'm on the side of the people.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
it's even here, like with Ireland's troubles in the past. It's very hard to hear somebody talking about that. Even like if people talk about online, they have no idea, and it's like I don't even talk about it, and I live right beside it, but it's not. It feels like it's nothing really to do with me because I wasn't in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like you should. I know you can talk about it, but talk about it in a way of like factual things. Don't be giving your opinion. Maybe I don't
But
know.
you can talk about it around the kitchen table and
Yeah,
have a conversation
exactly,
with your
yeah.
friends and your family. But to go and say it to 2.1 million subscribers, an issue that you've no idea about.
They
and
deserve
the-
it because it's in their fucking. I was like, oh Jesus, no one
you know,
deserves it.
It was bad, and I think hopefully there's a kind of a shift in the way that these massive YouTubers present themselves because the kids, like no kid out there watches TV anymore. They're all watching YouTubers.
Mhm.
It's the problem with when kids watch YouTube is it's really hard to look at every bit of that content and to make sure that it's suitable for
I was
your
kind
child.
of thinking about that lately. Is like when we used to watch TV when we were younger, our parents were there a lot of the time.
Yeah.
There's a rating
Yeah,
system.
yeah, but the parents were there watching it with us, and they were like a lot of the time. But now we're there. The kids are watching their tablet, and we don't really know 100% all the time what's going on. Like the Roblox thing I shared the other day is like
Yeah.
that's supposedly a P ring or whatever. And like it's like I don't know what's going on, so I have to turn off the chat. I can't be letting her talk to anyone on it, and it's like very, very scary. Do you know, a lot of it online is very scary these days.
Yeah, and for anyone like maybe there is parents out there that might listen in on the show. Like it is difficult to look at every piece of content, but just make sure that you show some interest and maybe look up the content creators that your kids are looking at because this is the type of stuff like Asmongold is somebody that you can literally just click on at 6 o'clock in the morning when your kid wakes up, you're having a coffee outside, and then he's exposed to this garbage, and you come in none the better, and he's got that now in his head, and he might think, okay, well, I believe exactly what he believes because a massive YouTuber said it.
It's very
So
hard as
it's-
well with the online thing because like the Mr. Beast and stuff like that. Like my child watches Mr. Beast all the time, and now the last while all you see is Mr. Beast done this, Mr. Beast done that, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast, and you're like. And some things that's happened with Mr. Beast and the people around him is very complicated as well, and you're like, I don't know what to do. It's like, it's like, do I
But
let her,
also
do I
media
let her
do
watch?
everything they can to take down.
I'm not envious
massive-
of this at all.
No.
No, but my child loves Mr. Beast. Like it's a fun. Like he's running around. He's in your face. He changes the scene every 2 seconds. It's
He's
like
an absolute genius.
Yeah,
for
it's
what he
good. It's
does.
good for kids. Like kids like it, but then you're like, they're doing this and they're doing that. It's like every person that seems to become like a multi-millionaire or billionaire becomes a bad person. It just seems like that.
It's almost, I'm going to say it's almost like there's a root cause.
Yeah, rich famous people.
I just don't get it. All these rich famous people are assholes. With my finger on it.
I don't understand. Oh Lord. We could just start ranting. Mr. Beast is Well, what's the next piece of news? Woo.
Yeah, just I suppose to finish up on that, I just kind of I don't want people to be cancelled on their opinions. I want people to, like Oshin said there, stay in their lane. Don't say stuff that could influence a large demographic of kids that are watching your stuff. And just have a little bit of respect when you're in the limelight of, issues that you have no idea about. Don't talk about them. How about that? Just pass on by and...
He has.
Sorry.
Work away, John.
I was just going to say, but just also to remember that it's not like he had a slip up of a weird opinion. He had a slip up of saying that he wanted to kill like every Muslim. He was
It wasn't a slip. I wouldn't call that a slip up. That was a straight out.
It's one of the worst.
statement.
When you read what he said, actually, I think it's even worse when you read it. When
It
you
always
read
is,
what
yeah.
he said, what he actually said, it's actually horrendous.
Yeah.
It's the ravings of a lunatic.
Yeah.
Just to like
Idiotic
finish the
stuff.
news part of it, he has been for I don't either stepped out or forced out as the head of
Yeah.
OTK and from Starford Systems, a computer company.
Well,
yeah.
I guess
Well, I
so.
hope it was worth it, idiot.
But there's like when lads are part of them companies, it's not just really a name. Like they don't seem to do any work with them, do they?
They put funding capital probably.
Yeah,
I
probably.
mean, it's a huge marketing
Yeah.
push to have Asmongold as even
No, 100%.
linked to your company
I
in
think
any way.
wasn't Starford
they're
like
all,
completely
yeah.
founded and funded by a lot of streamers? Like
Oh yeah, that's
they
it. They're all streamers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim and like
I just
Linity and a few of them.
the word
remember-
needs more Ludwigs and less Asmongold.
yeah, I like Ludwig as well. But like, I honestly, I haven't. The only reason he came up when there's stuff like apps and stuff with the YouTube data, and it's like the same viewers of Asmongold watch you as well. I was like, well, that's not too bad. Then he's got a lot of viewers until now.
Maybe we'll get all his viewers.
Yeah, oh,
'cause
maybe
he's
we'll give out about him. We'll release
been laying low for a while.
a few clips, and people are like, yeah. That's all they'll say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
New Fight Night game receives promising update from Insider. Anyone love the Fight Night games here? Because I was obsessed with them.
I did when I was younger, yeah.
Yeah, again, I haven't played in about 20 years, I say. I don't.
Yeah, hopefully we can get an insider to maybe fill us in on the story here. But an industry insider and reporter has shared a promising update surrounding a potential new Fight Night game from EA Sports, claiming that the studio has now revived the project after pausing development on multiple occasions. The last Fight Night game was all the way back in 2011, and fans have been begging EA for a new installment ever since. But the studio's focus on its UFC games has led to the series being placed on the back shelf multiple times. So I think, I could be wrong, but I think the UFC license has run out, and
No, I think they're doing another one.
okay, they're doing another one.
Yeah, I think it's
Is
called.
it the UFC 6 is the last one?
It's
Yeah,
EA's
it's-
UA UFC or something. It's going to be called or something like that. I think.
EA Sports UFC. I could be wrong with that, but we might get somebody in the chat that will let us know when that license run out. But yeah, I'm really buzzing for this because Fight Night is a fantastic game. I don't know whether you guys remember like the story mode in it where you start off in the jail
Champions.
and you're
Yeah.
unbelievable. The last boss was almost like an Ivan Drago copy, and he was really really difficult.
You know the one where you get the mission, the fight where you get caught in the first punch, and you
Yeah.
can win the fight before you get stopped.
Yeah,
That took
brilliant.
me so long to do.
Really really good.
So Fight Night is by far my favorite sports series that's ever existed. I adore these games. I'm so excited that they did a new
Nice.
one.
The EA, it says on the insider says they're afraid that it might not sell. Yeah, that's why.
I think they're
that's why.
mad.
But I don't think boxing is used as for the younger generation anyway. I don't think it's as interesting because it's too expensive these days to watch. But I think
Maybe pay for. Do you want to get young people in? Maybe pay for the Misfits license.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably
I'm
true.
just saying, legitimately, you get some Misfits in there, and people will know who they are. Like,
there's no real young boxers coming up, like real thick and that stand out at the minute, like Tyson Fury or something. Like Tyson Fury's getting on, and all that generation is getting on. It's nearly over. Like you're waiting for the next generation to come up. I just don't know if boxing's as good as it used to be.
I think a few Fight Night game would actually do a lot to build new boxing stars. I think when I was younger, I knew who a lot of boxers were because of Fight Night. It wasn't the other way around.
It's still a bigger sport than UFC, though, isn't it?
I think there's more money in it, but I don't know if it's bigger. Like it depends really what. Like
I think it's got a bigger audience than.
No, but it's really
UFC.
like the only people that are putting on the boxing anymore, like Saudi Arabia and stuff. Like it's gone. It's gone. I'm not sure. I think UFC is very very big now. I would say it was very. If it's not close.
I'm just waiting. I'm sitting here patiently waiting for fucking. Sorry for cursing. Pereira versus Aspinall. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I want. That's what Johnny wants.
Look into my veins.
Pereira versus Aspinall. Give it to me.
They're saying as well this game will be 3 to 4 years to release. It's a long time away.
I'm fine waiting.
I don't think boxing is going anywhere, so I think we need a boxing game. Like there has been a boxing game released there recently with Tyson Fury on the cover. I don't think it did too well.
No,
it didn't look great. Now, to be honest with you,
I saw the cover and I was like, I had no idea this was even a thing, and then I never thought about it again. But it was green with him on it. That's what I remember seeing it. Yeah,
the graphics were not great. They were like PS2 PS2 graphics. Well, PS3 maybe. I'll give it that. But yeah, it didn't look great now at all. I just loved the mechanics of the old Fight Night games. It just felt like you were actually in the ring, and they used the analog stick really interesting ways to do uppercuts and straight punches. And
I love that.
I hope to bring this out.
Of boxing worked.
Yeah.
You could play for the body. You could be a counter puncher. You could be fast in and out. You could like do all the different strategies, and they all worked.
Just bring all the old school boxers back as well. Have like a legendary mode. And
So I have an idea. What they need is a really in-depth damage model, so you can batter people and they look horrible, and then you put Logan Paul in the game and it'll sell millions.
There you go. That's actually it, Ed. That's for the young ones.
Prime.
You let me make Logan Paul look like a swollen mess, and I'll pay anything.
That's why he's the perfect villain, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why he does so good. He does so good in the wrestling.
Absolutely, he is I've never seen a man more born to be a heel in my entire life.
He doesn't even have to try out there. And what's worse is that he's so freaking good at what he does. He's so good at wrestling. It's insane.
Like Kurt Angle level natural. It's insane.
The prey.
Right, guys, we have, I think, come to the end of the news.
Hey, well, what about the Joker?
Oh, sorry,
right, yes,
I skipped on by it. Joker sequel on course for...
How dare you?
For catastrophic 200 million loss. Reports it is heading for an early debut on streaming platforms as its dismal run at the box office continues.
Do you know when it's coming out on the Disney on platforms?
Like end of October, isn't it? Like
yeah, the 30th, like next week.
It's insane. That's like
wow. That is that's straight to video back in the day. That's straight to video.
We have failed catastrophically.
We have failed miserably, and Aidan has said, "I told you so." I've been saying it since the Joker 1 came out. Do not make a Joker 2 because you will ruin it, and they did. They went and done it. What's his name? Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips. He decided he was bigger than everybody else, and he made a shit film, and he meant to do it, and I'm disgraced. It's horrible, and it's not nice. And
you will see it?
I'm not going to see it. No, I'm not going to. I have one of them old dodgy sites that Aidan does broadcast all the time.
Oh, sorry,
at the dodgy site, and I looked up.
John is here. Keep it out.
Yeah, keep it out.
They're reporting that to the revenue.
Them governments.
I'm looking for that TV license.
I seen it there, and I was like, will I watch it? Will I watch it? And I'm not going to watch it because I've heard what happens in it, and I'm not watching it. And it's just they had to ruin such a brilliant movie. The first movie is brilliant, like brilliantly written.
The second one, the first one still lives in your mind.
Yeah, I understand, but he's all seen the first one anyway. I mean, the way I loved that they left the first one is like you don't know if any of it was true. You don't know.
Or is he mental?
Yeah, is he mental? Is he made it up? Is it because you can't trust him? Do you know what I mean? And that was why it was so good. He's not the Joker. We know that, and it was brilliant. And then they had to go along and make a second movie because Hollywood is greedy. Basically, and then Todd Phillips put 2 fingers up and said, "Well, if you want me to make this, I'll make sure you don't want me to make a third one." And he did it because they're not making a third one. They lost $200 million, and that's probably sitting in Todd Phillips' bloody pocket, right here.
Do you know that Joker 2 cost more to make than Dune 2?
They must be
insane.
Doesn't make
any sense.
They must be paying like Phoenix millions, too much money. And
the reason is all the Dune actors took a cut of the movie. And the actors for Joker 2 were paid like $50 million each or something.
I don't know. But I would never hire Todd Phillips again. I would not be hiring him in Hollywood again. He thinks he's great. Hangover. Go back to Hangover. Go back to Hangover and stay there.
Be fair, buddy. He made Joker.
Yeah, I know, but have
you seen Joker? That's a great movie. It's so good.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Well, listen, I'm willing to see it, but I'm not going to go to the cinema. I like weird movies.
Yeah,
so I might like it, but also they're calling Joker and Megalopolis like the bad version of Barbenheimer. It's like the two worst movies. Like, why are you going to go see Megalopolis? This 2.5 hour pretentious craziness that as a guy who's
What the hell's Megalopolis?
It's Francis Ford Coppola's like last movie that he sold vineyards for so he could pay for it all himself and not have the money men involved. And it's they're saying people are saying it's the most pretentious it's not even funny, man, apparently. It's the most pretentious horrible thing to sit through. People are giving it worse reviews than Joker 2.
There's a lot of people walking out with Joker 2. I suppose
it's rocking a sweet 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
When people start singing, people will leave.
Yeah, like I honestly don't mind a musical if it's a good film, but like because it hurt my soul. Let's face it.
This is great. I love musicals.
I sounded like musical. I just said I did like music. You're not listening, John. You're not listening, John. Yeah, I know.
It's like you just after there. I guess I'll watch it.
You're after making up your own sentence there, John. It's like you just said you didn't like them. I was like, no, I didn't.
Actually, I believe you said you did.
That's how I get cancelled right there. What did you just say? Nothing.
Ireland hates musicals.
Yeah, how dare he? He comes from a musical land.
I'll report you to the old daily, Pally.
Well, we know now definitely we're not getting a Joker 3. Actually, do you know what? It probably will get one because like there's ass.
Yeah, but you know what is out this week, and I'm going to see it, is Terrifier 3. That's the movie that I'm going to in the cinema to see it. What are those people? What the hell does that mean?
I just can't watch that level of gore. Not at all.
Oh, it's unreal.
Ronan, I'm also one of those people, so you're fine.
Do you ever watch
one of those people? I'm very offended by that one.
My brother is so much. Me and my brother are so different. He like gory horror is as great as Love and Life, and I stay as far.
Did you watch all the old horror films?
Me?
Like, yeah.
Like I like when you go back far enough that it doesn't look real.
It's
like Freddy Krueger, Jason. But that was pretty gory. That was pretty gory.
Terrifier is the new generation Freddy Krueger or Jason or Mike Myers. It's the new generation, and like what he's done. He like the director has a lot of the old horror tropes, and it's hard to say it's a phenomenal movie or a great movie, but it does everything that you want in a slasher horror like
is
that.
It like
it's
just
creepy as hell?
Is it just teenagers that are actually 30 and they're all nude and get slashed up and
it's about a killer clown.
I know. I've seen the cover. I never heard of the movie before, and then I just seen this clown everywhere start appearing lately, and I was like, oh, it's one of them
famous scenes, like horrendous scenes in the movie that are now famous.
The third movie, I don't know what happens, but I've seen clips on TikTok of people being like bringing their friend not knowing what Terrorizer was to the cinema to have him watch the opening scene, and apparently it's like the opening scene is hard to get through on its own.
It's like it's a Christmas movie, isn't it? As far as I know.
Yeah, he
wears something on his face for most of the movie.
Should be good for you.
No spoilers.
It'd be good. Like these things, they are not for me.
It'd be good for you and the kids rolling anyway. You'll enjoy it.
I just like around Halloween. Why would you not just stick on a horror movie?
I know, 100%.
To the whole spirit of it.
After around Halloween, why not throw on a Christmas movie?
I have Silent Hill 2 ready to go for Halloween, and I also re-downloaded Outlast, which is one of the scariest games I've ever played, and I played like a half an hour of it before and turned it off. So
terrifying.
It's my goal to try and get through that game. Is there any hints and tips on Outlast? Just run for your life, is it, John?
It depends on what. Don't worry too much. Don't have the camera on all the time, obviously, but don't worry too much about batteries. If you're on normal or anything like that, you get a steady supply of them. But that's obviously the scary thing, is that you think you're running out of batteries. I won't be able to see things anymore.
It's horrendous.
It's not that bad. It's just
the level of anxiety I get when I play that game.
If we're doing Halloween recommendations, can I recommend Brain Dead? Anyone here seen Brain
Peter
Dead?
Jackson.
Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. My favorite horror movie of all time.
You said you don't like gory.
That's really strange though.
This is different. Brain Dead. The gore in Brain Dead is just bags of medicine.
Yeah, it's cartoony nearly. It's like it's going above and beyond what should be happening. Yes,
that's my nickname as well. That's bad.
Brain Dead. I love that film. It's so funny.
Any other recommendations for Halloween?
if you want to be so depressed but also so anxious
really?
that you like you can't keep watching the movie because you're getting really anxious about what's happening on the screen. Hereditary, if you haven't seen it.
Oh,
Hereditary.
I've seen it.
I saw Hereditary in the cinema.
It's actually pretty good.
That it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I think it's one of the best movies to come out in the last 10 years.
I seen it in cinema too. I thought it was brilliant.
That scene in the middle that I won't spoil.
Never heard of it.
I'd never heard. I can feel the emotion and you can hear a pin drop. I've never had that atmosphere in a cinema before.
Yeah, it is a good movie. There's a great twist at the end as well. It's one of those kind
aliens.
of psychological thriller kind of ghost paranormal movies. It's quite
and
creepy.
Also about depression and the breakdown of a family and Hereditary
Yeah.
and mental illness. There's a lot of themes going on.
There was an old movie with Nicole Kidman that has a very similar.
Oh, The Others.
theme.
Sorry.
The Others, yeah, it's similar to that, isn't it? Like style wise and.
Yeah, kind of, but like that's like more oldie times, period piece. The Others, where this is like modern day. Yeah,
good movie.
What was that? You just said it a minute ago. You know them films where the camera's looking down on the houses
Paranormal Activity?
That's a Paranormal Activity. I want to see Paranormal Activity 2. And I was like that as well. It was very tense in the cinema. And next thing somebody played Eminem. I'm not afraid. Just right in the
to
middle.
ruin the atmosphere.
It was funny though.
I saw it in the cinema, and it was the same. It was really tense and it was quiet. You know the bit where everything in the kitchen explodes?
Yeah.
That happened, and the entire cinema started laughing, and the entire atmosphere of the film died.
It's gone. That's just one man ruined. It was Aiden. He started singing.
Sometimes you get your wires crossed. I genuinely got a jump scare in Pirates of the Caribbean 2 in the cinema. And like literally like it was nothing happening. And then like this skeleton popped up. No one else in the cinema flinched. Everybody just looking back at me. What the? You don't realize it's easy, right?
I went to see Alien Romulus. Definitely worth a watch if you're anyway a fan of those movies. It's a little fanfare, but I think he did a great job for if it's going to be like a two-part or a trilogy, and it should be coming out, I think, on a streaming service soon. But definitely check that one out.
I think it's in some streaming service, whether it's legal or I don't know. But my housemate watched it yesterday.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna say that part, Aidan, but you know yourself.
I assume if it's out in good quality, then it must be.
See if it's out in first day download. Is that what we can say now?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. Platform 2 is actually out on Netflix. If you want to watch that,
the first one is a great movie.
Yeah, it's very good. But I'm afraid to watch. I'm always afraid to watch second movies. It's just,
Platform is it's
a
so
very
original.
It's very good, very in depth. It's very good about the human race. It's very true.
Society and the levels. And
you said it's so like if you haven't, I don't know if you ruin it or not. It's supposed to take a long time. But you start.
Tells you in the first scene. Yeah,
you start off in the bottom and you don't have any food, and at the top has enough food for the bottom, but they always end up eating too much. it's funny.
The food's nearly gone in the first 3 rows. And
because they're so greedy, but they never know what platform they're going to be in. They could end up at the bottom. They could end up at the top.
It's like a prison, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a prison. That's it. And there's always enough food at the top for everybody, but it never makes it down. It's very good.
So it's an anti-capitalist horror movie.
It's an anti-capitalist movie. Yeah, exactly. It's honestly, Aidan, I think you get something out of it. I think you should watch it. It's really good. Like really original.
Yeah, good. It's good storytelling.
I don't think I've ever seen anything.
It's not in English though, is it? It's subtitled, isn't it? Is it English?
Spanish.
It's Spanish. I don't remember.
Most of the media I watched the past year has been subtitled. It doesn't really bother me.
No, subtitled. A lot of good subtitled stuff out there.
That's a great show, Paddy. I thought that was a really great watch.
Yeah, it was. It was a very good movie. I love it.
Anxiety driven as well, because you're like, oh god.
Yeah, they do that tense thing when they're eating, and you're like, stop it.
Just leave the food. God damn it.
Do you know what's that really old film as well? The Cube. Did you ever see that?
The Cube is a great movie.
Oh, that's so tense as well.
I have seen The Cube. I like The Cube.
It's Saw before Saw, kind of, really.
Yeah.
Like it was every room had a different trick. It's like,
this is our movie podcast now.
I know more about movies than games.
So me too. I love movies as well, 100%.
Any other games to maybe check out during the Halloween
Well,
period?
if you have a VR set, Resident Evil is always a good shout.
Oh yes,
Dead
definitely.
Space remake.
That's
Silent
Dead
Hill.
Space remake, free PSN game this
I
month.
love
Definitely
Dead
check that
Space.
one out. Amazing.
Silent Hill 2 remake
one of the best.
is also out for Halloween. Boo.
Yeah, I have that ready to go. It's an interesting one with that is myself and my wife actually played through that and completed it from start to finish. It's the one game that we like when it was
Nice.
announced as it was going to be remade. We're like, yeah, we'll definitely play that again.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah,
Romantic. Mr.
she kind
Romantic.
of likes the.
Oh.
It's actually a strange one because like she's not a big gamer, but she likes the puzzle aspect of it. You know, like the little puzzle pieces. Same with Resident Evil has a lot of the same ones. But yeah, it's that's what we're going to be doing.
She loves Crash
Got around to
Bandicoot.
Dr. Layton
She does.
or Professor Layton.
What's that?
You got around to Professor Layton.
No.
Those DS puzzle games, they're just like the best puzzle
Yeah,
games.
my
ever.
mother loved that game.
They're so good. Oh,
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing.
Happy Halloween. I think we're still another show before Halloween, but happy Halloween.
I like Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Halloween. This is my
Good
favorite time
memories
year.
of being a
This and
kid.
Christmas. Yeah, this and Christmas.
Tear,
I told this to everybody.
tearing up Mullingar.
Oh, tearing it up.
Tearing up Mullingar. Causing havoc.
Never.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have any bangers or fires.
Here's our bangers. Any black cats? Any black
Honestly,
cats?
so I don't. But this estate, it's a really quiet estate. It is. You will see fireworks everywhere during Halloween, like and some really like high end ones, which is great.
I actually haven't heard any yet. I'm very surprised because they usually start kicking off around now.
Come down to Mullingar, you'll hear plenty.
Yeah, that's it. Out in Mullingar, you don't actually know if they're fireworks or bombs. No, you don't.
50-50.
50-50, you never know.
Well, I tell you,
never know.
I was around the country this week, and I tell you, Mullingar ain't so bad.
No.
a dad spot.
I won't say where I was, but Mullingar. I was glad to be going back to Mullingar.
You're down in Cashel again, I see. Which way?
I was like, I was going to say, I was like, bear, no, you get in trouble.
Yeah, we'll be cancelled.
Cancelled there.
No.
I tell you where it is right now. Fucking Dundalk. I'm only joking.
Guys, we leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I think we're just talking at this stage, aren't we?
yeah.
Paddy, where can the good folks find you?
Anywhere you see the Republic players and on thanks for all the follows on TikTok and all the new follows on the Republic as well. Thank you.
Ed McCallion, where can the good folks find you?
Just
Look,
find-
he's like, please ask John first.
this is my band's logo. Find my band on Facebook. We're just another band. More subscribers, always nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I subscribed to that channel last week, and awesome stuff. Definitely check it out. Highly recommended. John Fogarty, look at you big gorgeous man.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you back on the show. You were missed. I know we're only back the last couple of weeks, but you definitely were missed, and it is great to have you back on. It feels like the old crew is back.
Sorry to interrupt, but I also told Patty I'm actually not here next week either. I'm in Amsterdam, so
All right.
Oh,
for this week.
You son of a
It's a break. And,
We
I've gone for-
want a live show from Amsterdam.
Yeah, cancel your
so
trip,
do I.
will ya?
Listen, so do I. That's why I'm there.
Hey, way-o.
No, you
Well,
can catch me. Well, I'll probably catch you first. I'll catch you with your pants down with your taxes.
The week-
That's right,
Hey,
revenue boy.
Revenue man John.
God,
Two-
he's
two-
one of
two
those
of-
now.
Two over gaming everywhere. TOOOLD for gaming. And type it in somewhere. If it don't come up, I don't exist there.
John, I'm going to be really let down if there's not a comeback video in the next couple of weeks on your YouTube channel. Like, I really will be. I want the comeback video. Okay, I don't care if you are, but I just want to.
You want the video of me saying hi guys.
Hi guys, I'm back.
I'm back. Just after
I'm a government agent now, but I'm back.
No, I have to sit down. I have to brew myself a cup of coffee. I have to record the whole process. I have to be like, sit down at the thing, go.
Well, I'm going to be there, John. So please get on it. Find me on the Republic. I'm always in the chats as well. Are always a great place to hang out. We have an F1 chat, an FC one, kind of a 24-hour gaming one that there's.
Oh yeah, we actually
honestly.
we actually hit 3,000 members as well on the Republic players.
I've
which is
seen
good.
that actually. Yeah,
Which is
brilliant.
good.
Let's go. Keep it going, guys. Keep sharing out our community. we are trying to obviously grow and become huge, rich, a-holes.
Successful. Yeah. Give our opinions on the Middle East then. Well, you wait for it.
Yeah, yeah.
We already did.
Yeah, true.
Wait.
Kinda, yeah. Shh, we didn't. Stop.
I guess also cancelled.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be clips taken out of context.
Yeah,
on that one.
100%. Sorry, Rhoda, for cutting across.
No, that's all right. It's a great news. Like 3,000 is amazing. Something that we started. How long have we doing it, Paddy?
Like
7
years or something. 6 years, 7, 5, 9.
Still the biggest gaming community in Ireland on Facebook. So
Yeah.
let's keep it going. If you can, please subscribe to TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Are we on Twitch as well?
Yeah, we're live on Twitch now.
Live on Twitch. Subscribe and share it out to your family, friends. Just try and get the word out there. We are going to be back next week, and yeah, same time, same place, and hopefully we'll chat to you on the community. We'll chat to everyone